want to speculate just yet, but I think it's more than just that the guy was out there. I mean, the guy obviously wasn't out there to injure anybody, you know?
It's funny because in Major League Baseball, when you're injured and you're put on the DL, when you return, you automatically are assigned to the minor leagues. So this way you can kind of get used to retool some of those things, work on your mechanics. And I was a little bit surprised when Kennedy returned, and since he hasn't wrestled in a while, granted, he's wrestled a couple of house shows, which is almost kind of like the same thing, but they just felt comfortable enough and gave him the ball and said, here you go. I think, and this is actually talking to someone that works within the WWE, there was several reasons why he was let go. It was just not the injury prone. It was an attitude issue, the way how he handled himself, the way how he talked to management.
I think it was more than just going. And the guy's not going out there to try to injure somebody, you know.
No, it's definitely not. And to say oh yeah, he got fired because of his injury prone, I think that's not fair. I think reality, and again, this is according to the individual that I spoke to, reality is there were several issues that the reason why he was let go. It was surprising since he just returned on Monday. They were going to give him a big spot, and then, he did something, and almost injured one of the top talents within Raw or within WWE, which is Randy Orton, and it was just brought to Vince's attention. He wasn't there were several individuals, speaking into Vince's brain and said, all right, you know what, if this guy's, it needs to be cut. And I think personally,
but I mean they've got him on like a no call list. I mean they are really really not happy with him, and that leads me to believe that there's something else. There's a piece of the puzzle to this story that's not yet out there. That it may have something to do.
Stupid when Vince called him to the office and said, "Hey, listen, you're getting cut," and he probably just said the wrong things. You know how it is. You're comfortable at a position.
I think
you get
Johnny
fired, and the first thing that you want to do is badmouth just about anything. That could be. I mean, it's just all pure speculation on what I'm saying. But
and then he did have a wrist injury. I've got a photo. I know he put out a video on what was it, ken-kennedy.com, I believe is his official website. Put out a video where he didn't say anything, but he moved his wrist around basically to show I'm not injured, my wrists are fine. And
well, even Jim Ross said it during his blog that Kennedy is 100%, injury free. So
injury free, but I have a picture that I'm going to put up on WZROnline.com here in the next day or two that was taken the day after Raw, and it's pretty swelled up. The wrist is pretty swelled up. So that video that he did a few days later when the swelling was down is kind of to throw people off. There was a wrist injury. I do have a photo of that. So I'm going to put it up on WZROnline.com in the next few days. But I do think there's a little bit more to it than that, because if the guy was so horrible in the ring, like I said, send him to developmental, and for him to be on basically a no-call list where, don't call this guy, we're not going to offer this guy a return, at least not now. Never say never in wrestling, you know what I mean? I would expect him back in WWE at some point. Guy's still young. What's he, 33, 34, 35?
Yeah, it's probably a little bit younger than that.
Yeah. So I mean, I would say he goes and he does the stint in TNA. They're obviously going to want him. He's got the 90-day no compete, so he won't be able to go there until, what are we, June 3rd today, June, July, August, probably September. You know what I mean? And that'll be after their Slammiversary pay-per-view. I think that's where we'll see Taz is at Slammiversary, and then you'll have a big debut there. I don't have that confirmed. I think that's one of their big pay-per-views, and I think they want to make an impact, no pun intended, on that show. So I think that's where we'll see Taz. His 90-day no compete will be up by that point, so it would make sense. And they're still teasing the thing with Joe with the towel over his head, and he's got an advisor for his Nation of Violence. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But Kennedy to TNA, I think he'll do a stint over there. And
so wait, Samoan Soul has his own wording as well, like Nation of what?
Nation of Violence. Yeah. Why?
Oh, I was just wondering because there's a lot of names, Mafia and.
Yeah, stop her. What are you shitting
I'm
on TNA?
just
shitting on TNA. Main Event Mafia, the Front Line, the Beautiful People. I don't know. I'll tell you what. As far as the Beautiful People are concerned, not necessarily Velvet Sky, but Angelina Love, I will go on record as saying she is the best diva, knockout, whatever you want to call them. She is the best in the business right now. Angelina Love. Do you even know who she is?
No.
No. Oh, Jose. What is it going to take?
But I will now.
What is it going to? She cut, man, see, if you watched Impact last week, you would have known that. She cut a great.
What I'm saying, though, is you're killing me with the nation. Why does everyone have to have a tagline name in the organization? It's like everyone's like a group. There's not like singles. I mean, that's how it feels like.
Factions, baby. Factions draw, man. NWO.
How many, though?
DX,
yeah, but you know what? You need two. To one or two. You have heels and face. That's all you need. You don't need,
so you've got,
kids going to school or, whatever type of fraction that.
Wait a second. You've got the Main Event Mafia right now, right? The Beautiful People are just a tag team. I mean, that's just Velvet Sky, Angelina Love,
I got you.
So that's just basically a tag team. And then you've got your Nation of Violence that hasn't even debuted yet. So basically the only faction that you've got right now, the Front Line's been kind of killed. You know what I mean? They don't really mention them anymore ever since that storyline, the Main Event Mafia versus the Front Line. They don't really mention them anymore. What are you getting into the car? Is that the car door out here?
No, that's actually, I got an email.
Oh, I heard a beep. No, I don't know. You've only got the Main Event Mafia, and then you bring in another one, Joe's Nation of Violence here in a few months, and I don't know. Jose, what do I got to do, man? What do I got to do? Just give it a try. Just give Impact a try on a Thursday.
And then when Kennedy comes in, you can call them like the Kennedy posse.
Yeah, but it's like
bring former Kennedys in and stuff like that,
If Triple H, is that what it is? Is it like the Triple H, the Batistas? If Triple H were to say, never happened, but if Triple H were to go over to TNA, or if Batista were to go over to TNA, or Edge, or somebody like that, would that draw you in, or it's straight up?
You can have the whole entire Raw roster on. You can have the whole entire Raw roster on TNA if they're still booking the same way that they're booking with a talent. It's not about a talent. Do you understand that?
I do.
It's not about talent. It's the way how they book the show.
But you got to watch it. You got to watch the show to be able to judge it.
I do watch it. I do watch it occasionally, and every time I watch it, I'm like great wrestling. I mean, I must admit that. I mean, once the bell rings, I'm like into it. Once the bell stops ringing and the match is over, so am I.
One of these days, I don't know what it's going to take. Maybe it's the booking, but that's not a fair argument because the booking on Raw is just as bad, if not worse.
No, you're right. I'd be the first one to admit you're absolutely right.
Okay, but as far as overall product right now, the overall product. You say, I mean, we come on here every week, right? Raw was blah, this week, that week, da. Between Raw and Impact, is Raw the better show, in your opinion?
In my opinion, to be honest with you, the last time I saw Impact was like maybe 3 weeks ago. And what I seen wasn't what I enjoyed. So it won't be fair to say either or.
Is it because you don't know the talent? Is it because you don't know the talent well enough? Maybe.
No, not that. It's not even that. I watch some of it, and it's just that storyline's just it doesn't intrigue me. I mean, I've been watching Raw since the beginning. I mean, I was actually at the third showing in New York City, the third ever Raw that ever happened Monday Night Raw.
I don't want you to be one of those guys, the people that come in the chat. I know you're not, but the people that come in the chat and they are just strictly about WWE and don't even give TNA a chance, and it just automatically hate on TNA. I know that's not your opinion of it, because you give.
No, not at all.
I mean, you're in the business, you know. I mean, you follow.
If TNA succeeds, then we succeed, you know, and not only that, but then it elevates WWE to another level. So I mean, I want TNA to pull those 2-point, 3-point ratings, because I want to see better writing. I want to see better produced segments on Raw or in WWE for that matter. I want to see really cool pay-per-views. It's just, again, it's not the talent in TNA that turns me off. It's the storylines and the way how they produce.
What if TNA was bigger than WWE, right? What
bigger
if TNA
in what capacity? What do you mean bigger?
Bigger as